Going to be talking about personal branding. Now, this is a subject that we've been working on here at ISM over the past 12 months with Mark. It's something we're super excited about, as we are one of the first companies in the UAE to deliver training on this. So what we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be looking at what is personal branding. How do you brand yourself? Now, this is great for people who are in sales. It's great for management. It's great for that leadership team. And we're looking into, not just branding yourself towards a company, but branding you. What are your beliefs? What are your values? What do people think of when they see you? Because that's quite an important thing. And when you're going to meetings, do you portray that brand? Do you show your brand? And does that reflect well upon you? Are there things you can do to improve? So we're going to hopefully answer some of those questions today. So comments are now activated. So you can comment throughout. You can ask us any questions here as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Mark into the chat right now. I always say his surname wrong. It is Sclair. So I have to keep telling myself that. So I'm going to bring Mark in. We've been working with Mark now, like I say, for 12 months on this course. And we've been testing it out with companies because we wanted it to be perfect. The same we do with all of our training. None of our courses become public until they've been tried and tested. And this is something, I remember when Mark first came to me, he was like, personal branding is going to be huge. And I always thought, yeah, branding on the website, branding on marketing. But when we dug deep into it, it blew my mind. And it's something that I try to stick with each day, make sure that you perceive your brand the way that people remember you. So this is a big thing. So I'm just going to welcome in Mark now. Let me just add him in here to the stream. Okay, Mark, there we are. Look at that. Suited and booted, I see. Look at that.
All about personal branding, personal image, right? How are you?
Exactly. You got your tie on, white shirt. Yeah, very well. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Ready for today?
I think we've got a very slight delay there on your camera to you talking, but that's absolutely fine. I don't know what's going on. You seem to talk and then it comes after. Unless this is a great ventriloquist act.
It's not,
I'm not too sure.
There's the puppet.
Yeah.
There's the puppet. Behind
there we go. There we go. It's caught up perfect. Yeah, you're just a brand puppet right now. But yeah, welcome, Mark. Obviously, we've been working with you now over 12 months. And when you first brought this idea to me, I didn't really understand it. And to be fair, I still don't think I fully get it. As much as we sit down and we talk about it. And that's why today I thought, let's bring Mark in, let's have a chat, let's explain to everybody else. Because, I can explain many courses to people, I can explain many things. But it's best to get it from the experts. Someone who has devoted, I know some of the courses that you've been on, the courses you've designed, all around this sort of thing. So yeah, that's great. So Mark, obviously I know you, ISM knows you, but maybe not everyone here knows you. So, can you give a little bit of background on yourself and, what qualifies you to talk about these sort of things?
Perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me in today. I've been in the sales industry myself for the last 15 years. The last 12 years, I've been based in Dubai. But before that, I'm originally from the UK. Now, before all of this, I actually wanted to be a lawyer. But the problem was you actually need to have qualifications and pass grades for that to happen.
They're hard to get nowadays, eh?
Exactly. And that just wasn't going to happen. But I did persevere. I attempted college 3 times. Yeah, so I made a good effort at it. But during my 3rd attempt, one of my friends from school, Ben, who was working at a property developer's, he approached me and he asked me if I wanted a part-time job at the company. Just stuffing envelopes and doing leafleting, nothing major, but just good during college, like I can do both.
Yeah.
Now, as time went on, I was offered more of a sales role. Now, the problem was, there was 2 problems. One, I wanted to still be a lawyer. And the other was that I didn't have any reason why I wanted to be in sales at all.
Yeah.
I wanted to be this professional lawyer. That's what I've always wanted to be. My family wanted me to be that. I thought that's what I needed to be. But after a little bit of time being within sales, I actually realized that it's more about the day-to-day of what you want to do. So as much as I wanted to be a lawyer, I still wanted to service people, negotiate, add value to people, help people. And that is all in the service industry. And a lawyer is in the service industry, salespeople are in the service industry. So as long as I'm giving value to people, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. So once I was able to realize that, I then wanted to take it to the next level. I didn't want to be a salesperson. I wanted to be a sales professional.
Yeah.
And the difference with that is that every day I wake up and I make sure that I better my skills, so I'm helping myself and helping others.
Well,
and that's what a professional does.
Yeah, that's what a big thing we preach here at ISM, as you know, the 1% a day rule. You know, you get 1% better every day. By the end of the year, you're 3 times better than you were at the start. And that's a big thing. Get up each day, improve yourself. You know, I've got people in the comments right now agreeing, you know, get up each day, do something a bit different, you know, try something out, see how it, because not all the times it'll work for you. But if you try it, you know, it could be something that potentially gives you a huge boost in other areas.
Exactly. So once I realized that I could actually be this sales professional, I was actually going up the ranks within the company. And because of what I was trying to build on myself, I was rising up to the top. But as much as I want to help clients, I actually want to help like people that I was working with get better at their skills. So then I realized that it's actually sales training that I wanted to do to help others. So again, I had to better my skills and better my development so I could actually help and lead those people. And I just absolutely love, there's nothing better than when somebody comes to me and they can't quite close a deal or can't quite get hold of a client, and I help them with guidance and motivation, and they manage getting that deal in. It's the best feeling in the world. So
100%, 100%. When you win, and we see it on the courses. You know, when you give someone that little tip and they go, "Wait, whoa, I could do this." And that's that little tiny bit of improvement. It might not have worked the way they've been doing it, but having a fresh pair of eyes on something pushes them in the right direction, and all of a sudden it changes. We've had it on our sales training courses before, where you see that light bulb moment of, why didn't I try that? Okay, I'll try that on the next thing. And we get feedback afterwards, you know, on the advanced selling skills course, everything went great. I implemented it on my job, and now I'm doing this, you know, and that's a huge benefit for people. And that's what we like to preach as well. What we do in training, it's not just talking. We're actually sitting and working with these companies and saying, what are your current problems? Okay, that's great. Here's your current problem. How are we going to get to the solution? And then we work backwards with them. We implement it for them. We build it around their needs instead of just having off-the-shelf 101 sales, which everyone has heard. And you can go on Google right now and probably find 100 videos on one-on-one sales. But it doesn't. And this is where it comes back to what we were originally talking about, which is personal branding. You know, you can't just watch a YouTube sales video and become a great salesperson. If you can, fair dues to you. You'll be Tony Robbins in a couple of years. You know, you've got to put that time in, personalize it for yourself, and brand it for yourself. Do you agree?
100%. And also, you've got to be open to advice from others as well, because, like you're saying, like one way that somebody says something to you could be the absolute game changer in how you sell or get by in what you're doing. And the only way you're going to be able to take that in is if you're open. So we'll speak about this more, but everything that we learn and everything we do, nothing is really original. We are modeling what experts that we admire and respect, and modeling that into our own and taking it on and giving it out to the world.
100%. So let's break it down for people right now. Obviously, great origin story, very much X-Men-like. I like that start where it's stuff in the envelopes, realizing I wanted to get the sales.
That's it.
But let's explain it. What exactly is personal branding?
So it's your skills, your experience, your values, and your personality that you want the world to see.
Okay.
It's what defines you. So all of the messaging that you put out to people in your social media, when you go to meetings, everything you do has to be the same. Like they say, like as a salesperson, it has to be the same as your personal person as well. Like you need to be ethical on both sides, or if that is what you're doing, then that's what you're sticking with. But there's two parts to this. So one is that you personal brand as an expert in the market by offering value to people. So I could write an article on LinkedIn and I could give out 5 tips on personal branding, for example. That's offering value to my community. And then the second part, which people do but kind of fall off of it a little bit, is they document their journey. But the problem is you're either an expert or you're this up and coming person and it can be very conflicting. So as much as you want to be seen as an expert, you don't want to fall off because you're kind of telling your story about how troubles and tribulations that you go through. So people stick with it, expertise. They don't really stick with the journey. And if you can stick with the journey,
I think the journey is very important, though. I think people want to know that because that relates to them.
100%. Yeah. No one really wants to know that you're this huge successful person. They want to know the bad stuff you've been through and how you got through that. Yeah. And they love a story like that. So if you can document that and be authentic, which is the key word I'll keep saying all throughout this whole webinar, is that you need to be authentic with what you're doing with your messaging. If you can do that, then you're 20-30% ahead of anyone else.
Oh, you're ahead of the game straight away when it comes to authenticity. You know, one thing that I've always believed is you can't sell a product you don't believe in. 100%. And if you are one of these people that doesn't believe in it, or you've just taken the job, and I know we're going to talk about this a little while, you've taken the job for the job's sake, and you're not as invested in that, or you don't understand it, or you just don't believe in what you're selling, that comes across.
100%.
You know, people hear that when you talk. So I've always, when I worked other sales jobs in the past, and don't get me wrong, I've worked jobs for money in the past, and people just say, you look at the salary, you go, oh yeah, great, I'll go for that. But when I changed over to training, and developed my skills here, listened, and I went and saw the training, and you sit there and you think, wow, this is actually affecting people. It's helping them. It's helping them build up their skills, and it's something you actually believe in. And that makes it 10 times easier for me to go into any meeting and explain the huge benefits when it comes to training. Yeah. And I think it's a big thing. So so it's great to know that's what personal branding is about. But does everyone need personal branding?
Everyone, pretty much, yeah. I mean, so you can look at a CEO of a business. So, for example, Richard Branson with Virgin. I mean, you can pretty much say that most people have bought into the journey that he's been on, and that's why the brand is so strong, because of him himself. Yeah. And then there's people like myself, like small business owners who are looking to build up, and people buy into me. So the way that, Mark Sclair training, if my values do not match the way that I'm trying to train people, I'll get found out big time.
Of course.
Yeah. So there's no point me putting up all of this value and then going to meet a client and then just taking money off them. If it doesn't match at all. And then the third one, which we really need to focus on, is the employees within a business.
Yes.
So those people need to become a CEO of their own desk.
Right. Okay.
They own what they do. So the person like this that's building their personal brand does not use marketing as an excuse for why deals aren't coming in.
Yes.
They make it happen themselves. They get on LinkedIn, they get on social media, they put all this information out there. Yes, they can help, marketing can help them maybe get it into a broader stream, but you need to be putting out your own content every day. Yeah, and it needs to be like Jack LLC. It's your own company within that desk.
Proud of yourself in that role, and
100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we just had I think it's kind of a question come in there, which is, being part of a global famous company helps you with personal branding compared to someone working with a smaller company that's not so famous. I think it's a bit of both. Even in these very large companies and these small companies, you have to brand yourself. You have to, because so many people won't post about their work, or they won't talk that much, only on LinkedIn, and they will just share what the company has shared. Yeah. Where if you make it more personal towards that person, I think it can have huge benefits on your career.
Yeah, I think with big companies, this is where you really need to stand out, because let's say a big company, 200 employees, for example. If you're not doing this personal branding, you're just another number within the business. And you don't stand out from not just from a client perspective, but also with your management as well. Yeah. So unless they know that they're seeing all this, and tag them in it as well, tag them in these articles, let them see you're doing the extra mile to get the company out there, but also get yourself out there. And
I know you do it as well. Obviously, I see you on LinkedIn every day, putting out the videos, putting them up there, tagging people in them, making sure that people are seeing your content. You do that every single day.
Yeah, so I've made a commitment for 52 weeks. Every weekday, I'll be putting out a 1-minute video giving sales tips. Yeah,
Wow.
that's
So, yeah, if you want to follow Mark
value.
on LinkedIn, please look him up. You will see him there. Check them out as well, because I have been watching them. It's good to see that. It's good to see those tips go now, and we will be sharing them on the ISM page as well, which is going to be the daily tips from Mark. We're going to be pushing those out on the ISM page, so you can view them on Mark's personal LinkedIn, or you can see them on our Instagram and Facebook as well.
Yeah, just about those things. Like, I've had to. I'm making the mistakes as I'm going along, and this is where people get really scared. Because they're like, oh, I can't put that out because I've said something wrong or something like. But the only way you're going to get better is by putting it out.
It's never perfect.
You need to fail in public, and not everyone would go mad. Like, people will give good advice back to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get out there. That's definitely one of the tips.
100%. Get it out there. Nothing's perfect. I remember there was a famous quote which said, if it's perfect by the time of release, you've released it too late.
Yes.
So, other people will know about this by now. So it's having things ready. And we actually talk about this on a content marketing course that we do, which is content's never going to be perfect. And if you sit around waiting, instead of getting the information out there, you'll be lost. You'll be lost in the noise. And that's, that doesn't work well for anybody. So moving on from that there, and I remember you said this at the start. So it's important that each person needs to build their own brand, because I see a lot of people kind of trying to copy other people that have already got their brand. And I don't know, they're not really adjusting it enough for themselves. And you kind of just see the same different, I actually see people, to take Gary Vee, and they will literally just take his exact post and post it on their own. So I know, as a person who follows Gary Vee, I know what you're doing, and I can see that. But why not personalize it? So I think that's a big thing. Do you agree? Like, you need to personalize and change it for you.
100%. Yeah, it needs. Like, there's a difference here. So there's people that go out and they go and copy, and they see Gary Vee, for example, and they're like, wow, this guy's being a huge success. I'm going to copy what he's doing. But I mean, if you use Gary as an example, that guy is on the grind every single day, publishing every single day, every minute of the day, giving value. And unless you're actually going to do something like that, then it's going to fail. So there's nothing wrong with modeling somebody. And this is what I'm saying. You take all of the people that you're inspired by. So Gary Vee, Russell Brunson, who we're big on at the moment. All of those people. And you add your own bit of sparkle to it, your own magic sauce to it.
Yeah.
So this 52-week challenge, which I'm doing, this has come from someone else, but I'm now taking that challenge, adding what I believe in, and putting it out there to people.
Yeah, it's personal towards you. That's a big thing, that people tune into you. They see it every day. They know what your brand is. And right now my brand's different. I'm actually wearing the ISM t-shirt, which when you normally see me day to day, I'm in a 3-piece suit.
Yes.
But when I'm on these live videos, it's the more casual way. But my brand, when I go to a meeting, I've got a 3-piece suit on. I always have a tie. I always have a watch, black shoes, quiff. The regular stuff. Yeah. And it's the brand when you walk through the door. So personalizing it for you is big.
It's interesting with that though, because you could go to a meeting in a 3-piece suit, and you could go to a big tech company, and they could actually be scared off by that. So you need to be able to kind of adapt to where you're going as well. And I think with training especially, it's on such a broad spectrum that if I worked at a tech company, a prop tech company, for about 8 months. And I turn up in my suit like you did, shirt, tie, and they said to me, get that off now. Like, you don't wear that sort of work. You don't wear that to work. I want you to wear a nice shirt, jeans, and a pair of shoes. And that's how you go and meet clients.
So they influenced your brand there.
Yes, but also as well, like, as long as the values were the same. So I've always been a suit person, 100%. But when you go to meet like these tech companies, especially now, it does. You need to kind of take the tie off at least, I think.
you've got to go to their brand. I think it's slightly different in Dubai. I think there's still those tech companies where you do have to wear a suit. You still have to wear a tie. You still have to be at that level. But yeah, it does change all over the world. I know I've been in big companies even here in Dubai, some multi-billion-dollar companies, then you look at them and you go in, and everyone's in jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah.
One of the largest music providers in the world right now. I went and met with them, and everyone's in jeans and t-shirt, and I was in a three-piece suit. So yeah, it was slightly standing out, but I kept my brand. I kept it.
But there's people that won't do business with you unless you've got a tie on as well.
Yeah.
So it goes completely the other way. Like, they won't even see you. They're like, you're not wearing a suit, you're not wearing a tie. Like, get out. Yeah.
So when it comes to branding, what steps can people take to make their brand? I know it's a very broad question there.
Yeah, I've put a little presentation together. So if we go into that, is that all right?
Yeah. You put that on there, share screen, and I will share your screen for everybody. The greatness of technology, eh? So
yes, exactly.
Just switch over to that. Perfect. Is that ready?
Can everyone see that? Can you see that okay?
There we go. Yep, I can see you there. Shirted
Perfect.
up. Put your logo
Shirted up. There you go. That was with a prop tech company, so that was from that presentation.
Nice.
So in regards to personal branding and getting started, like these are the things that I look at in regards to how to get yourself motivated and get out there and do this. So what is the most important part? Because I'm not just trying to give people skills here. I need to make them change their mindset a little bit as well. Because this is what people fear and care about so much. So care what people think, but don't let it stop you from pursuing what you want to do.
Okay.
So you're going to be putting out all these videos, all these articles, and I speak from experience. I had people messaging me saying, "Is everything okay? Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm building my brand. I'm putting out some content. I'm trying to help people," and they just didn't get it at all.
Right.
So not everyone's going to join you on this journey. Like,
yeah, of course.
But you need to stay firm with it, committed. This is what you believe in doing. And as I said, like, people will laugh, but it's only because they want to do it as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool.
Not everyone's always going to agree with you.
Exactly, yeah. And some people might say, "Oh, it's too much." Like my friend said, "You can't put out content every day." Well, why not? Why can't I?
You 100% can.
Yeah.
And there's a very famous thing of when you're walking down, and because it's online nowadays, people will always judge online. Yeah. Where if you were walking down the street and you said free guitar lessons and you had a slip that people could pull off, if someone didn't like that, they wouldn't ring you and go, "I don't want guitar lessons."
Yeah.
But because it's online, they feel, well, this doesn't apply to me, so I'm going to comment saying that I don't want this. And you're like, but if it doesn't apply to you, no problem, move past it. Just don't be ringing me up saying I don't want guitar lessons because you've seen a flyer.
Exactly.
And that's a big one.
Exactly. So the next part is that personal brand is very much like a company brand. So from the basic start, I really recommend people that they understand what their mission is, understand what their passions is, and then they understand what values they're looking to offer to people as well. So I've mentioned mine here. So my passion is I want to help individuals to develop their skills so they can provide for themselves and their family. My mission is that I want to train enough people so they become professionals and take the sales industry back to its former glory. Now that might seem a bit far-fetched, but that's the mission that I'm on. And then these are the values that I stand by when I meet people or in my personal life or if I train people. I want to get them to believe in themselves. I want them to sell ethically. I want them to be problem solvers. I want to understand clients' needs and service the clients. And I want to motivate people to better themselves.
Just while we're on this slide right here, I think for everyone watching, you should all write this down for yourself. This is you being a CEO. This is you being your company. Many people think, I don't need a mission statement. My company has one. Okay, but what is your mission within that company? Yeah. What is your passion? What are your values? Write each one of these down and list them. So spend the night, just writing it down. And it won't be perfect straight off the bat, but just keep on working on it. What is my mission? Yeah, I go to work each day and I talk to people about pensions. Okay, is that really a mission? What do you want to do on that? What are your values? What's it going to come down to? So having things like this, I know personally, this is one thing from life coaching many, many years ago. Yeah. And it's write down your mission statement, print it out and have it next to the bed. And every night before you go to bed, read that mission statement. Yes. Every morning when you wake up, read that mission statement, because it's going to reinforce it within your brain that this is my mission for the day. Did I complete my mission today? Did I stick to my values? And that's a big thing for people, because getting into the mental mindset of it is huge.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got to have that mindset and that resolve to face those challenges each day as well. And if you've got this is your fallback. So when you've had that bad day and you go, oh, what's my passion? You can read that and it reignites you.
Yeah. So print that out, have it next to your bed. It might sound crazy. Stick it on your fridge. Every time you go to grab a quick snack, read it to yourself, reinforce it in your inner beliefs. And, that's how things work. That's how habits begin. And that's how you stick to things. Exactly.
So along with that, and we spoke about this, you need to be genuine and authentic, because clients can smell fakeness from a mile away.
Of course.
So yeah, literally everything.
You were quoting the word fakeness. I saw the presentation before. It didn't say fakeness. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So this goes back to those mission and the passion and the values. You need to make sure that they're aligned. If you're an employee, you need to make sure they're aligned with your company values, because if you're going to meetings and you're meeting people and you're trying to offer value and the company is going in another direction, it's conflicting, and you'll most likely not get the business because of that. The client will not understand what you're trying to offer because it doesn't match with what your company's doing.
Completely. And they look at your company's values and look at your values. Are they aligned? Are they correct? Are you working in the same sort of sphere? Because if not, maybe it's not the right place for you.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a big conversation you have to have with yourself, really, especially during this time with what's going on.
Yeah.
So some people might get a bit touchy about this, but be of value to your employer. Don't be that person that just turns up, does the basic level needed and leaves at 5 o'clock. The company is looking for people that can go above and beyond. So the reason why I'm saying this is a little bit touchy is because a lot of people are in a position at the moment where their jobs are on the line.
Yeah.
And if they're being judged by what they did previously, and that's literally clocking in at 9 and leaving at 5, when your employer reviews those people and they've got 20 people to choose from and they need to keep 10, they'll look at the people that go above and beyond.
Yeah. So that can be part of your values.
Exactly.
It's definitely part of your brand. So it's part of your values. How do they see you? Do they see you as the person that turns up at 9:10 every day? Or do they see you as the person that's still sat there at 5:30? Yeah, and don't get me wrong, family time and things like that are very important. Yeah. And I don't believe anyone should stay every single day past their work time. But if there's something big going on and there's something that you need to work on, there's something you need to complete, have that extra commitment.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is as well, what are you doing between that 9 to 5? If you're sat there working, leave at 5, but if you're sat there in the kitchen for 2 hours chatting away, then it's up for review, isn't it?
I feel personally attacked by that, Mark. Right, carry on.
Good. So this is a little tip here, because be active on LinkedIn and other social medias that suit your industry. Comment in the communities that your business focuses on. Help those people. So LinkedIn at the moment, I was reading an article the other day. LinkedIn at the moment is pretty much like Facebook in 2014, because you can like and comment on things and it goes into people's news feed. So they're seeing that straight away and you're not paying anything for that. So will LinkedIn turn the taps off on that? They probably will soon enough. Facebook did it. So at the moment, all of this is free for you to do and not enough people are using it. But don't just go through a comment and put a fire emoji or anything like that. If you're going to be there, add value to that community. If a person's in trouble, help them with answering what they need help with.
Completely agree, completely. And I see it wherever I see a comment that says great post, I'm like, how many other people you put this on? You put no input there, you're just looking to take away from my audience.
Yeah.
We've even had other training companies come into our chat while we're doing live videos saying great training, and obviously their name is something training. I'm like, okay. Is that the way you're doing it? Give me some
Exactly.
input at least. Talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. So this is important. So understand what it is that makes you stand out from the rest. What is your uniqueness?
Yeah.
So on a regular basis, I will message my friends or employers. I'll sit with them and I'll say to them, like, what am I doing good at the moment? What am I not doing so good? And what makes me stand out? Like, what has changed? And it does change over the years. But that is you willing to actually ask somebody for help. And not everyone's willing to do that. But if you can get that and you understand what your niche is, you can just apply it to so many of the things and you'll stand out from everyone else because of it.
Completely stand out from the rest. Make sure you're up there.
Yeah. So I touched on this before, but be consistent with your message. Again, if you're a person that gives value, be that person that gives value. Don't say that, your intentions and your actions need to match.
Yeah. And, we've actually been doing this throughout this lockdown, being consistent. The amount of times that people have commented or talked to us, and we will always talk back with people. We'll always engage. We'll always do these many bits of free content for people as well. Being consistent is key. It keeps you in the people's eye.
100%, exactly. And then have testimonials. So if you've got clients that you've actually done good work for in the past, contact them and actually get them to write personal testimonials about yourself. But make sure it's not generic. So if they can, maybe have 2 or 3 questions that you want them to ask or answer, that's specific to the message you're trying to get out to people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to be, oh, Jack was great, did good sales training. You want to ask kind of like, what was those things that were key in that training? Yeah. And then put that out to people. Because as much as we can be believable by speaking, if you've got somebody that's happy to speak about you, then get it out there. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what people need to see. There's a big what I call it's a community marketplace. If I hear that my neighbor says that this thing is great, I've recently just had it. I want some training for my dog. And I was just talking to my neighbor and he turned around and said, there's a guy, he's called Matt, he's amazing. He got everything sorted. He had the dog, all the traits out of the dog in 3 sessions and he refunded the 4th. Straight away, I was like, what a great review of that person. I want to use that person. And I think that's the same with testimonials. Make it about what they've actually done for you. Actually ask them, can you personalize it towards me? Or even giving a testimonial towards them and then asking, can you return this in a personal way? Because people want to know what you're good at and what you've done for them in the past. Yeah, exactly. And then here, it's really good because as much as I want to put out content each day, I want to know exactly when I need to do it, how I'm going to do it, and what the subjects are going to be within that content. So to start with, if you can map out in a content calendar for 1 week, like a 1 month might be a bit too hard to do. If you can map out for 1 week, what social medias you want to be on, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever ones those are, Facebook, and understand what you want to speak about, what topics you want to speak about, have that laid out. Yeah, and that's about 1/4 of the job already done. Then you start writing the articles or the videos, and then when you want to publish this out to people. Yeah, great. I think it's the same as most things. If you have a plan and you stick to that plan, it's easier for you that day. You wake up, I know what I need to do. Instead of just saying, oh, I'll just post when I need to post, plan it out. And then you stick to that plan, put a tick next to it for that day. Don't break the chain. Tick every day, don't break the chain. And that will keep you in that mindset. And you'll start to see as well, you'll start to see more people engaging. You'll start to see more people sharing. Yeah. The last Facebook Live video that we did, it's now up to 4,000 views. And I'm sure this one will do the same. It'll start to climb and climb and climb because people know what you're putting out is actually of value. Exactly. And with this, everything I'm saying now, this is all up for review. So this content calendar, you're going to do a week of it, but in a month's time, for example, you might see that it's not getting the traction on LinkedIn. So go onto Google and type in like best times to publish on these social media sites. There's loads of articles about it.
Yeah.
So, for example, LinkedIn on a Wednesday, midday, that's peak time. Yeah. So don't go posting it in the morning. You know it's midday. That's the best time to post. Go and do it then.
Yeah. And there's many, many tools out there that will actually show you the peak times of all social medias. And we're more than happy to share that with anyone. We're more than happy to share this custom built content calendar with you. Just drop us a message and we will send this out to you so you can take a look at it and plan your own because that helps you in the long time.
Yeah.
Is that your screen done there? Ah, there we go.
Yeah. Just a few little things to go on to because, you know, I've been doing these podcasts recently and I've been thinking to myself, oh, how do I get a podcast out there? Well, go on to Anchor, which is this bottom left one, and literally you just press record and you can start putting together your podcast. And you literally press send out and it goes to Spotify, iTunes, all of the major ones. Like, amazing. It's so good. And then if you've got videos you want to edit, you've then got open shots. So you go into that and go onto YouTube. You can see a tutorial of it, very simple to use. And I say, like, I've been doing this myself. And if I can do it, everyone can do it, I promise you. And this headliner one you recommended as well, Jack, to me. I mean, since I've been using that, I've been into it, editing it. It's absolutely brilliant. And then Medium, not everyone knows about. It's where you can publish your articles. Yeah. And it goes much further spread as well.
Well, Headliner was actually recommended by the one and only Wayne Denner when he was over here, and he showed me the how to use it and how simple it is to add, just subtitles. And if you're looking to get your brand out there all the time, understand that everyone has the audio on. They need to see your message still, so why not have it in text?
Exactly. Perfect.
Perfect. Yep. So I think that's the end of that little presentation. I believe. Okay, perfect. So when it comes to a company, if I'm looking to go and meet with a company, I want to research my target audience, understand what they stand for. How can I do that?
I mean, people don't look at the basic stuff really, but the internet.
Don't throw me out on these things now.
The internet is just the most amazing thing in the world, and it's funny you should say this because my dad, who's living with me at the moment, he's stuck here. I see him and he's kerfuffling about something. He can't find something, and I said, "Why don't you just Google it?" And he's like, "I didn't even think of that." So, but on all of these websites, companies should have values, missions, and passions as well. But also as well, if you know somebody within that business that you can speak to, get out there and message them. Even if it's on LinkedIn, drop an email to them, ask like advice on it, and I mean, just be prepared to and happy to ask people. People are happy to help a lot of the time.
Of course, and I think people, like you say, we have a community now, and people like to be experts on things. So if they can help you and still be an expert, let them. People are more than happy to help. Understanding what you just said there, understanding a company's values as well. And if you can go in and relate some of those values to your values, that's a big foot in the door. That's a big step up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you're presenting to these, and it's the same if you're being interviewed for a job, for example, everything you say to the person when you're being interviewed needs to relate to what that company is all about. Yeah. So it's really interesting because somebody in an interview will say, "Oh, what are your hobbies?" And they'll reel off, "Oh, I like to go to the pub. I like to play golf. I like." They're great. But how does that help the company? Yeah. And if people can, everything you say, like they're asking you a question because they want to know what's in it for them. And if you've got those responses and it's specific to that company, you're literally streets ahead.
Hey, I've been to enough networking golf games to know that golf is definitely the hobby that you need to have over here.
Definitely.
And everybody plays golf and discusses business. They say they don't, but they all do.
Yeah.
And I remember last time when we did a little, myself and you, we did that mini training on branding, and it's something that I've done in the past, and it came to the elevator pitch. Now, this is something that we've always taught about sales. You should be ready to tell people exactly what you do and how it's going to assist them in that elevator pitch. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, the elevator pitch is you've been waiting to see the CEO of this company, and all of a sudden you get in the lift with him, but he's only going to the 4th floor. So you have a tiny window of time to introduce yourself, introduce your company, and what you're going to do for them. And I've heard some amazing ones. I used to work for a very large payroll company, and one of the ones he came out with was, "Hi, my name's David. It's my job to keep the egg off your face." And just straight away, I always remember it because it stuck with me. And I'm like, that's a good elevator pitch then. And because I wanted to know more.
Yeah.
And, I think right now, a nice little tool that we can give to everyone that's watching is how can they build an elevator pitch? How can they build it to have impact? And what are the key steps?
So there's 3 simple things that you want to say in this, and that is who your client is, what problems do they have, and how do you solve it for them?
Yeah.
If you can put that in one sentence without being too much tech jargon as well, because you need to keep it simple. If you can have that, then again, like you're in that small window. And again, like the person's asking you, like, what do you do? Because again, they want to know what's in it for them. How are you going to help them? Yeah. So as a training company, if we're going to businesses and we're helping with sales structures that's going to drive revenue and better customer experience for their clients, they've got a problem, we're solving it for them. Yeah. Quick one-liner, very easy. But saying a line like that does not come from just me writing it down and going to speak about it. Yeah. You need to drive it home constantly. Like you're saying, with the mission and the passion and the values, like have that written on it as well. That one liner you're just going to deliver and say it again and again and again and again. And ask somebody that you work with, like out of nowhere, just say, what's your elevator pitch? And you got to come out with it. Because again, like you're off guard. And if you can do it off guard, you can do it anytime.
100%. And if it relates to that person and they remember it and they remember you for it, then that's great. Your brand is stuck in their mind. And although this guy, he didn't really tell me what he did, but he just said, it's my job to keep the egg off your face. And I was like, you know what? I want to know more. Yeah. It's intrigue. And I know when I go into companies, one of my biggest things is I'm here to make training managers' jobs easy. I want to make sure that you next year get your budget. I want to make sure that you can turn around and say our team went from point A to point B. But condensing that into a little tiny elevator pitch makes all the difference. Yeah. And you have it there and then. So many people ask, when you're out, when you're networking, even when you've just gone to the bar and you're speaking with someone, they say, what do you do? People want to know straight away. They want that information. So have it ready all the time because you never know who that person is. You never know how it can help you moving forward.
Yeah, and people say like, oh, I'm an accountant. Oh, I'm in real estate. Oh, like, and saying this little one-liner, people probably think, oh, I don't want to sound too salesy. But the truth is, like, if you've got something of value to offer to somebody, you should be getting it out to them. Yeah. And a little one-liner, which is said the right way to somebody, can be the start of it.
Yeah. One thing that you said at the very start here, Mark, was about bringing sales back to what it was. And that goes deep with me. I've been in sales from the age of 17. I started my first sales job selling payroll systems to global companies. Yeah. And I always loved the title sales. And every job that I've gone to has said, oh, don't put sales on your business card. It's a dirty word. Yeah. And now I see business development on a business card. And I think, why are you trying to hide that you're a salesperson? What do you develop for that business? And I think sales is actually a strong title, and I think it should be brought back to its former glory. So things like this that we're doing right now about that personal brand, helping people to grow again, I think it helps massively because it's a title I love to have, regional sales manager. I love my title. I'm not ashamed of the word sales, and it has never hindered me because I think if you are a salesperson that doesn't believe in your product, that's when sales hinders you. That's when the word sales hinders you. But if you're there day in, day out, you know what you do and you're proud of what you do and you know it has impact, you don't need to be a client relationship person. You have that sales there and show people what you do.
Yeah, as long as you're selling something that's actually going to help somebody. Like I put this post out yesterday, it's your duty to get in front of as many people as possible because you've got something that's actually going to help them. And unfortunately, sales has a bad gig at the moment because there's a lot of people out there who are not learning about what it is to actually sell to people. And also as well, companies are not training their employees as well. They're just giving them a brochure, say, go sell this.
Good luck.
Now, how can anyone do that?
Yeah, 100%. And training them right now is key. We've actually built so many courses coming out of COVID-19, training your staff, getting them back into the office, reiterating your brand values, getting the company getting the employees to know what your mission is, moving forward, giving them clear guidelines. And I think this is big. Training your staff properly. Even if it's just having the very top salesperson or someone who's good at sales training, sit down with them and talk over the areas that they can work on, to talk with them and just explain to them about the company, about the brands, about the value. That person's going to hit the ground running better than anybody else, because you're actually investing in them.
Yeah. If you can combine both though, with send someone out there to learn their trade, but have someone helping them along that way as well. Because we can read all the books that we want, and we can watch all these YouTube videos that we want, but unless we're actually practicing this on a daily basis in front of people, it's never going to get better.
So that would be my big takeaway: is write down those missions, write down your values. And Mark, it's been great speaking with you. Thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to having you on future topics. And right now, if anyone's listening that has questions, ask us right now in the comments below, and we're happy to answer. We're going to be live for about another 5 minutes if we get questions coming through, that is. So please feel free to ask that. But just giving people a takeaway, what would be the big thing that you say to people right now when it comes to their brand?
I've kind of said it in every part of it, and I said it's my one big word, and that is being authentic. I'm not here to, as a company, as what you guys are doing, you can bring in digital guys and you can get them their presence in the market, and you can get them all of these followers and everything. But it means nothing unless the person that's watching you on that video believes in what you're saying. So 100%. So really understand what it is your message is to people, why you're doing it, how you're going to do it. And if there's another thing I can add on to that, just keep failing in public. That's what I'm doing at the moment with everything I do, with the posts, with the Instagram, with everything like that. There's things which people aren't going to like, but I learn from it and I adapt to it and I make it better each time.
Of course, and keep on doing that. There's so many celebrities, there's so many musicians, there's so many people that have failed. And you learn from those failures. You do. You understand things. You go, okay, what did I do wrong? How do I do better? Don't expect to run up a mountain and it'd be perfect straight away. You're going to slip. You're going to slide back down maybe a little bit. But just keep on pushing. Keep on doing it every day, and it becomes easier. And believe in what you currently do. And I think that's the message we need to leave with people. Stay in your lane. Believe in what you do. Push forward and keep on doing it, because people will always judge you no matter what. There's I saw something today which just said, if you buy a red Ferrari, people will say, why didn't you buy blue? There's always going to be someone.
There's always something.
You want to start a business? Oh, why don't you just go and work for someone? There's always something, and that's a reflection on them, not a reflection on you.
100%, 100%, and that's what I get constantly. Even my parents would be like, "Why don't you go back to a company and be part of this big corporate company?" And I said, "No, I'm on this absolute mission that I've been on the last 2-3 years to build my brand, get out there, and actually put my stamp on the world with Mark Sclair."
And I believe you boosted it up massively over the past few months. Seeing such a push in that is amazing to see, no matter what the doubters say, no matter what people say, because that's, like I say, it's a reflection of their own life, not a reflection of yours. And the big thing for you is staying authentic, being yourself, putting it out there, showing people what you are, showing people your values, and not just being someone that switches from thing to thing. Don't follow the shiny object syndrome. Just be you and keep doing that.
Exactly, 100%. Exactly, that's it.
Amazing. Well, Mark, thank you very much for joining us. Guys, if you want to follow Mark, obviously check him out on LinkedIn. Daily, his videos are going up. They will be shared on the ISM pages as well on our dailies. We're going to be, Mark puts them out, we share them. That's what we like to see. See that right there, that comment? makes me feel better. You know, lots of people tell me the same. Everyone's been through it, man. Everyone. You know, we've all felt that. We've all had that feeling. It's you, though. Do it for you. Keep on building upon yourself. So thank you to everyone who's got involved. Thank you, people. Any questions you have, please ask them. If you're watching this video on replay, thank you very much. Ask any questions you want. Send it to us in a DM, on a message, anything like that, and we'll be sure to get back to you. We are consistent. Mark and I share the messages as well, so we'll be sure that you're getting the best advice out there. Anything you need, like I say, follow Mark on LinkedIn. You can also find out more about ISM and the courses we offer at ismdubai.com. We have a huge amount of courses coming up, so make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You'll be the first one when new courses are available. You'll be on that list. But yeah, thank you very much, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
And I got a surname right, so that's always good.
Get it perfect. Good man.
All right, Mark. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks. And thank you very much for everyone for joining us. I'm going to end the broadcast now. And yeah, please feel free to share it.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening and watching, guys. I hope there were some real gems that you get inspired by and take action with. Within the description, I try to mention everything that's been spoken about, but on a daily basis, I put out content to inspire and help others. To see more, please like, subscribe and follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcast. Search by the name Mark Sclair. Thank you very much again, and I hope you enjoy the journey.